Okay, my friends, welcome to another night of story time. And tonight is the final chapter in the island of Dr. Moreau. So get settled in, perk up your ears, and get ready to hear how it all concludes. The island of Dr. Moreau, chapter 22. The Man Alone. The Island of Dr. Moreau, Chapter 22. The Man Alone. In the evening I started and drove out to the sea before a gentle wind from the southwest, slowly, steadily, and the island grew smaller and smaller, and the lank spire of the smoke dwindled to a finer and finer line against the hot sunset. The ocean rose up around me, hiding that low, dark patch from my eyes. The daylight and the trailing glory of the sun, when streaming out of the sky, was drawn aside like some luminous curtain, and at last I looked into the blue gulf of immensity which the sunshine hides, and saw the floating hosts of the stars. The sea was silent. The sky was silent. I was alone with the night and silence. So I drifted for 3 days, eating and drinking sparingly, and meditating upon all that had happened to me, not desiring very greatly then to see men again. One unclean rag was about me, my hair a black tangle. No doubt my discoverers thought me a madman. It is strange, but I felt no desire to return to mankind. I was only glad to be quit of the foulness of the beast people, and on the 3rd day I was picked up by a brig from Apia to San Francisco. Neither the captain nor the mate would believe my story. Judging that solitude and danger had made me mad, and fearing their opinion might be that of others, I refrained from telling my adventure further and professed to call nothing that had happened to me between the loss of the Lady Vane and the time when I was picked up again, the space of a year. I had to act with the utmost circumspection to save myself from the suspicion of insanity. My memory of the law, of the 2 dead sailors, of the ambuscades, of the darkness, of the body in the canebrake haunted me, and unnatural as it seems, with my return to mankind came, instead of that confidence and sympathy I had expected, a strange enhancement of the uncertainty and dread I had experienced during my stay upon the island. No one would believe me. I was almost as queer to men as I had been to the beast people. I may have caught something of that natural wildness of my companions. They say that terror is a disease, and anyhow, I can witness that for several years now a restless fear has dwelt in my mind, such a restless fear as a half-tamed lion cub may feel. My trouble took the strangest form. I could not persuade myself that the men and the women I met were not also another beast people, animals half wrought into outward image of human souls, and that they would presently begin to revert, to show first this bestial mark and then that. But I have confided my case to a strangely able man, a man who had known Moreau and seemed half to credit my story, a mental specialist, and he has helped me mightily, though I do not expect that the terror that this island gave will ever altogether leave me. At most times it lies far in the back of my mind, a mere distinct cloud, a memory, and a faint distrust. But there are times when the little cloud spreads until it obscures the whole sky, then I look about me at my fellow men, and I go in fear. I see faces keen and bright, others dull or dangerous, others unsteady, insincere, none that have the calm authority of a reasonable soul. I feel as though the animal was surging up through them, that presently the degradation of the islanders will be played over again on a larger scale. I know this is an illusion, that these seeming men and women about me are indeed men and women forever, perfectly reasonable creatures, full of human desire and tender solitude, emancipated from instinct and the slaves of no fantastic law, being altogether different from the beast folk. Yet I shrink from them, from their curious glances, their inquiries and assistance, and long to be away from them and alone. For that reason I live near the broad free download, that is, the free downland, and can escape thither when this shadow is over my soul. And very sweet is the empty downland then, under the windswept sky. When I lived in London, the horror was well nigh insupportable. I could not get away from men. Their voices came through windows. Locked doors were flimsy safe grounds. I would go out into the streets to fight with my delusion, and prowling women would mew after me. Furtive, craving men glance jealously at me. Weary, pale workers go coughing by me with tired eyes and eager paces. Like wounded deer dripping blood, old people, bent and dull, pass murmuring to themselves, and, all unheeding, a ragged tale of gibbing children. Then I would turn aside into some chapel, and even there, such was my disturbance, it seemed that the preacher gibbered big thinks, even as the ape-man had done, or into some library, and there the inherent faces over the books seemed but patient creatures waiting for prey. Particularly nauseous were the blank, expressionless faces of people in trains and omnibuses. They seemed no more my fellow creatures than dead bodies would be, so that I did not dare to travel unless I was assured of being alone. And even it seemed that I too was not a reasonable creature, but only an animal tormented with some strange disorder in its brain, which sent it to wander alone, like a sheep stricken with gid. This is a mood, however, that comes to me now, I thank God, more rarely. I have withdrawn myself from the confusion of the cities and multitudes, and spend my days surrounded by wise books, bright windows in this life of ours, lit by the shining souls of men. I see few strangers, and have but a small household. My days I devote to reading and to experiments in chemistry, and I spend many the clear nights in the study of astronomy. There is, though I do not know how, there is, or why there is, a sense of infinite peace and protection in the glittering hosts of heaven. There it must be, I think, in the vast and eternal laws of matter, and not in the daily cares and sins and troubles of men. That, whatever is more than animal within us, must find its solace and its hope. I hope, or I could not live. And so, in hope and solitude, my story ends. Edward Prendick. Wow. There we have it, my friends. The island of Dr. Moreau's tale has concluded. And so, having now heard the entire story, having read the entire book, what do we glean from this tale of Mr. Prendick? What is it that we come away with? Was this just a story? Was it just some science fiction from the 19th century? Was it just an imaginative tale, a thriller by a very talented author, Mr. H.G. Wells? Or is it something more? Is it the pondering of a man, of mankind, upon our existence, of what other humans may be or have been or will be? Is this some type of prediction, some type of thinking of what the future may bring or what has happened in the past and continues to reoccur over and over again in the world of man? Is it that humankind is nothing more than the beast itself, like the beasts of the island of Dr. Moreau, like the beasts of the forests and the jungles and the deserts and the seas that we know so well here on earth? Is it that we are no more than a beast? Or is it that we are above the beasts, as the Bible and other books have told us throughout history, that we humans have dominion over all animals, over all flora and fauna, and that mankind is at the top of this pyramid here on earth? Or is it a cautionary tale that, given under certain circumstances and with certain mentality, any man, any woman, any group of humans can be led astray and can devolve to something less than the thinking man, less than the intellectual capabilities of humans when they are at their best? Is it a tale that warns us of following some man or woman, some other human who professes to have some knowledge or some plan, some experiment to somehow give us a better life, a better way to be in the world, but is in fact nothing more than another man trying to exert his or her control over the rest of us here on earth? I wonder, was that what H.G. Wells was telling us in this story? Something to think about, right? Every good story is a tale that is in the book, on the page, in the words, but also may hold deeper meaning for the reader, deeper meaning for us, something to ponder, something to roll around in our minds and let us wonder and draw our own conclusions. Well, my friends, that is the end of H.G. Wells' book, The Island of Dr. Moreau. I hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I want to thank you all for being here with me through this reading and enjoying it with me. I hope it gave you something to think about and entertained you in some way. This has been Indiana Holmes for Story Time. Love to you all. Have a good evening. Good night.
Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications button. Thank you very much.